will split. Some of the other devotees going to join too. Oh, okay. Good. Cool. Right. So the sharing is working. We are live. And let's get started. So welcome everyone in today's Shri Isopanisad sessions. We are doing mantra 17, and this is all due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada Ji. And I've been checking some of the presentations and the hard work Srila Prabhupada Ji has done. And there's one slide which I found where it illustrates that Srila Prabhupada Ji did everything. So a lot of original Western devotees of Prabhupada Ji in US, they said that we consider Prabhupada Ji as our mothers. Because somebody said that you left your family, you left your mothers and fathers, and these young kids, they left the family, and they were not just to join Prabhupada Ji, they had left their family even before they joined Prabhupada Ji. But when they met Prabhupada Ji, they started associated with Prabhupada Ji, and they were traveling with Prabhupada Ji. So somebody asked that you left your family, your parents, just to be free. But when you got Prabhupada Ji, you've been with this saint from India all the time now. And then some of the, two of the, at least I remember, because it's recorded, two of the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada Ji originally, they said that even with our parents, we could not find unconditional love. They always had some expectations from us. And if we will not do as expected, their love will fade away. But when we met Srila Prabhupada Ji accepted us as we are. And then when we tried to inquire, Srila Prabhupada Ji said, because Krishna has done it in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has given so many different rules that if you can't do this, you can do that. Which means wherever we are, we can get associated with Hare Krishna movement. We can get associated with Krishna. We can get associated with Vedic culture. Wherever we are, we can. The only thing is, of course, vikarma. We should not do the negative karma, like Prabhupada Ji always said. Or you just, there are only few things I will request not to do it because it's harmful for your own body. But apart from that, it doesn't really matter. So Prabhupada Ji cooked for them, for all the devotees. A lot of devotees said that we realized that Prabhupada Ji was our mother, because Prabhupada Ji was doing cooking for us. Prabhupada Ji used to cook a lot. So like spawn bullets was very famous as gulab jamun. Prabhupada Ji used to, of course, preach. Prabhupada Ji used to coordinate. Prabhupada Ji did the Rath Yatra. Rath Yatra is coming very soon. And then Prabhupada Ji humbly presented a lot of scriptures, a lot of books. And Prabhupada Ji said, read the books and distribute the books. And this is all due to the mercy of Prabhupada Ji. This mantra itself, even though we say Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but in Bhagavatam it says that whenever we start Bhagavatam, we should always recite Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is another mantra which is very famous. This is one of those mantras which Dhruv Maharaj got initiated from Narad Muniji. Narad Muniji was a spiritual master who said to 5, 6 years old Dhruv Maharaj that stay here to the meditative mind on the Lord and take the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this was the mantra. Let's do the Mangalacharan and then we shall resume to our Shri Isopanisad mantra 17. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnanajnanशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Karamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yudapadukamilam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sadhujatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Karmani Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasinubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shundavadi Pachate Deshapani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Gurudev Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai 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 Shri Hare Hare Krishna. Again, welcome everyone. In today's session on Mantra 17 of Shri Ishwar Purushar, while I was reciting the Mangalacharan, one realization shared by Radhesham Prabhuji, I was watching one of his videos yesterday, and there's a video where the interaction of him with Amrendra Prabhuji, because Amrendra Prabhuji was in US doing his masters, and he used to watch Radhesham Prabhuji a lot, and he met Radhesham Prabhuji. Radhesham Prabhuji from Pune has done a great service. So Amrendra Prabhuji accepted that wherever I am spiritually is because of Radhesham Prabhuji's preaching. And he, even though he hadn't met Radhesham Prabhuji in person, just on YouTube and on SoundCloud and all other media, he used to listen to his lectures. And then this time he able to meet him. And that wasn't the first time he met, but that was the first time I think their interaction was recorded. And Amrendra Prabhuji got married, so his wife was also there. And Mataji also shared the realization. But Srila Prabhupada went away, and when Srila Prabhupada was at the airport, somebody said, "Oh, right, okay, so you are also here like many other sages from India sharing the word of the God." And he said, "No." Srila Prabhupada said, "I'm here because my Guru Maharaj, my spiritual master, wanted me to go out and spread the word in English language. So I'm here because of the instruction given by my Guru Maharaj." And Srila Prabhupada didn't spend a lot of time with his Guru Maharaj. It was very limited time. And it was nearly 17, 18 years after that instruction was given. And that instruction was very suggestive that I think, not that I demand you to do it. It was like, I think your English is really good and you should go up and spread the word of the Lord, Bhagavad Gita, in English native countries. Hence, Prabhupada cultivated that and took 18 years, and then Prabhupada went away. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji and Nityanandji. Nityanandji didn't spend a lot of time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, and this was one of those messages in the video I had. And this is another. Recently, we had in London, from Watford, it was organized, and I think it was in Nottingham. a retreat during Easter time, rise, R-I-S-E, rise. And in the retreat, Gauranga Prabhuji came. And Gauranga Prabhuji mentioned this, that Nityananda ji didn't spend a lot of time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, especially when Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji left and Nitya Prabhuji wasn't there at all. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji was traveling, Nityananda ji wasn't there with him at all. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada ji wasn't there with his Guru Maharaj, but still served him. A lot of time, why this is very significant for us? A lot of time, for example, my own Guru Maharaj ji, His Holiness Jayapataka Swamiji Guru Maharaj, he got more than 50,000 disciples, and the numbers keep increasing. It's very hard to make a one-to-one relationship with him. Because he's traveling, he's always busy, and there are so many disciples he has. So we can't do what we say, vapu, like a bodily service to Guru Maharaj, because at one time only a couple of devotees could stay, a couple of disciples could stay. But what we could do is the Vani. What we can all 50,000, 60,000, 100,000 disciples can hear Guru Maharaj's instructions, and we do on a regular basis, and we can take that on in our life. Somebody asked Radhe Shyam Prabhuji, His Holiness Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj, that give me some personal instructions. And Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj said, pick all my lectures, any of my lectures, any instruction I have given to anyone, consider that as your personal instructions. So, which means that when Guru Maharaj comes and Guru Maharaj gives a message to one disciple, that message is for all the disciples. So in this way, we should not, whenever we get initiated, we get associated, we should not think that we don't get one-to-one interaction. Even if we are on YouTube or wherever, even if we are able to hear our Guru Maharaj, then we should understand Guru Maharaj is one-to-one with us. Now coming back to our Shri Isopanisad, we have done up until 17th month, so we will drill straight into it. Right at the end, we are into the prayers, where we got the knowledge, we know how to worship. Now we are into prayers, that how to pray. And of course, worship and pray, they are separate things. Worship, we could do separate individual worship, but worship could be like when we do the temple or we do in our home, the aartis. Only one person can do the aarti, or the whole family can do the aarti together at one point, one time. But that aarti will be only done once. So for example, in Watford, if 4:30 in the morning, Mangla Aarti happens. If a devotee reaches 5 o'clock, devotees cannot say, oh, well, let's do it again. No. Even at the home, when we do the Mangla Aarti, we just do it once. Now, if somebody is available, the person is there. When the person comes, person will not do the Mangla Aarti again, but the prayers. And of course, we all have our own prayers. Those prayers are supposed to be done individually. So if there are 4 people in the family, there are 3 people in the family, or there is only one. If we come and meet the Lord in the morning, we all do our personal prayers together. हरे कृष्ण। हमारे हिंदी भाषी भक्तों का भी स्वागत है। यहाँ हम ये कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि श्री ईशोपनिषद में हमने देखा उपासना और प्रेयर्स, प्रार्थना। उपासना वो है जो कि हम भगवान की आरती करते हैं। आरती भगवान की एक टाइम पे होती है, एक टाइम पे शयन आरती होगी, उस टाइम पे जो भी अवेलेबल है वो वहां पर होगा। लेकिन जो भगवान की प्रेयर्स हैं वो हम अपनी अलग अलग कर सकते हैं और हमें अलग अलग करनी चाहिए। इस तरीके से हम भगवान से एक वन टू वन रिलेशन बना सकते हैं प्रेयर के माध्यम से। इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि हम कीर्तन सबके साथ में मिलकर करते हैं, लेकिन जो हमारी माला होती है वो भगवान के साथ में प्यार है, एक रिलेशन होती है। तो इसलिए भक्त मॉर्निंग में हमेशा माला करते हैं कि राइट इन द मॉर्निंग हमको अपने साथ में और हमारे भगवान के साथ में समय बिताने का मौका मिलता है। तो सबसे ही अच्छा है, सबसे प्रिय समय। रिवीजन, ये अगर आप देखेंगे तो हमने कुछ न्यू स्लाइड्स ऐड करी हैं, ये मतलब 17 के ऊपर ही है। Why does a devotee need to pray to the Lord to reveal himself? तो हमने देखा यहाँ पे मंत्र 17 में कि भगवान से, ईश्वर से, रिमेम्बर श्री ईशोपनिषद, तो ईश्वर, भगवान की जगह में ईश्वर वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, तो उपनिषद के अंदर ईश्वर वर्ड यूज हुआ है, प्रभुपाद जी ने भगवान वर्ड यूज किया है। और कुछ लोग ईश्वर और भगवान के अंदर थोड़ा सा फर्क भी मानते हैं, कुछ ऐसा भी मानते हैं कि भगवान जो है वो ईश्वर की पूजा करते हैं, ईश्वर की आराधना करते हैं। लेकिन यहाँ पे हमारे लिए ईश्वर और भगवान हम एक ही मानते हैं, लेकिन जी ने कमेंट्री इसके अंदर दिया है। तो क्यों हमको भगवान से प्रार्थना करनी है कि भगवान अपनी खुद दिखाएं, अपने आप को हमारे आगे रिवील करें? Because the Lord is a person, he need only reveal himself to those he wishes. क्योंकि भगवान एक पर्सन की तरह है, एक इंसान की तरह है। इंसान ऐसे नहीं जैसे कि हम इंसान हैं, क्योंकि हम तो भौतिक हैं, भगवान आध्यात्मिक है। तो हम भगवान को, कोई भी भौतिक चीज है हम उसके लिए मेहनत कर सकते हैं, लेकिन कोई भी आध्यात्मिक चीज है उसके लिए हम मेहनत नहीं कर सकते। मेहनत कर सकते हैं, मेहनत से हमारा जो चित्त है, हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस प्यूरिफाई होगी, और उसके बाद में भी हम एलिजिबल होंगे कि हम भगवान से प्रार्थना कर सकें। लेकिन उसके बाद भगवान की ही मर्जी है। भगवान हमको अगर समझते हैं कि समय सही है, हमारी स्टेट ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस, हमारा मानसिक संतुलन सही है, भगवान को इस वक्त हमारे सामने आना चाहिए, हमको रियलाइजेशन देनी चाहिए, तब वो रियलाइजेशन होती है। तो इसलिए हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि भगवान, अगर आपको लगता है तो, भक्त इसी तरीके से करते हैं, भगवान ये हमारी रिक्वेस्ट है, अगर आपको लगता है कि हम इस लायक हैं तो प्लीज। और अपनी तरफ से भक्त हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं। Why does the Lord, who is the source of all living entities and should therefore be impartial to all beings, especially favor his devotees? ये भगवत गीता के अंदर कई बार भक्त ऐसा पूछते हैं, भगवत गीता में रीड करते हुए, कि आप ऐसा कहते हैं कि भगवान ने ऐसा कहा है कि मैं इम्पार्शियल हूँ, कि मैं किसी में भेदभाव नहीं करता। जैसे भगवान ने कहा कि भाई अर्जुन और दुर्योधन, मैंने दोनों में कोई भेदभाव नहीं किया, उनको अपने कर्मों का फल मिला, और कुछ मैंने दिया, कुछ मैंने अर्जुन और पांडवों को प्रेरित किया कि वो फल दें, लेकिन मैं दोनों के लिए समान हूँ। मैंने दोनों को शिक्षा देने की कोशिश करी। अब ये उनके ऊपर है जो इसने ली और जिसने नहीं ली। लेकिन फिर भगवत गीता में ही ये आता है कि मैं अपने भक्तों को, अपने भक्त जो है मेरे बहुत प्रिय है। तो कहते हैं कि on one side Lord says that you are impartial, I am impartial, but then you say the devotees are dear to me. So this is again the analogy of the parents, that parents are equal to the children. But of course, if one child listens a little bit more to what the parents say, that is very natural for the parent to get more affectionate towards. It's not that the parents are impartial, but because how the other person responds back. Because Krishna also say, I respond to you as your wish. So somebody wants like भीष्म देव चाहते थे कि वीर रस के अंदर, कि मैं भगवान से लड़ना चाहता हूँ, तो भगवान ने उस तरीके से भगवान भीम भीष्म देव को संतुष्ट किया। जो चाहते थे कि सखा रूप के अंदर मैं भगवान को चाहता हूँ, भगवान ने उस रूप में दिया अपने आप को। जो चाहते थे वात्सल्य रूप में, देवकी जी, यशोदा जी, तो उस रूप में भगवान उनके पास आए। तो भगवान को जो जिस तरीके से चाहता है, भगवान अपने आप को उसी तरीके से रेसिप्रोकेट करते हैं, उसी तरीके से अपने आप को अवेलेबल करते हैं। उसमें ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि भगवान पार्शियल है। भगवान इम्पार्शियल है, वह भक्तों की सुनते हैं क्योंकि भक्त उनके प्रिय हैं। Desiring love exchanges, the Lord reciprocates with the living entity as they reciprocate with it. So again, हम लॉ की बात कर सकते हैं कि कोई कहेगा कि लॉ इम्पार्शियल है, लेकिन अगर मैंने 80 माइल्स पर आवर के ऊपर, 70 माइल्स पर आवर के ऊपर चलाई गाड़ी, तो आप लोग को फाइन दे देते हैं, लेकिन फिर आप कहते हो इम्पार्शियल है। लेकिन इम्पार्शियल है, उसके साथ में रूल्स बना रखे हैं, लॉज बना रखे हैं, उसको हमको फुलफिल करना है। जो जज हैं, जो पुलिस है, वो इम्पार्शियल है, लेकिन बेस्ड ऑन हाउ वी बिहेव इन द सोसाइटी, they are going to give us the results. Similarly, somebody will get a Nobel Prize. Why? Because they have done good. Again, the committee of judges They will say we are impartial, but whoever do better, we will give them the rewards. So this way, the Lord reciprocates. Lord is impartial, but still favors. Why? Because of devotees' nature, how devotees are always ready. Now, why would understanding the Lord to be the source of everything lead us to want to engage in his devotional service? So, if we understand the Lord is the source of everything, why we would like to engage ourselves in devotional service? So it says that when, if you like to purify yourself, what you should do, you should engage yourself in devotional service. When the Lord will be happy with you, what the Lord will do? Lord will give you the association of devotees. What will happen after that? You will get yourself engaged in devotional service. The devotees will engage you in devotional service. So another example was that a lot of new devotees, what we call neophytes, when they join the temples, they might not like to chant. They might not develop the taste for chanting. They might not sit and come in the lecture, but they will still be very active. They would like to do something. I like to go for book distribution. I like to clean the temple maybe. I would like to organize the events. I would like to work in the kitchen. So this is what a lot of, well, Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji said when he was new. He had the inclination towards scriptures, and he has written a lot of books, but he realized that many others who joined with him, they wanted to engage themselves physically somewhere. So that is devotional service is the key, and that purifies our karma. It's not that sitting in the lectures or doing the chanting is better. Wherever we are, again coming back to the fundamental point, wherever we are. Hare Krishna. Mataji, please.
Yes, Prabhu, can you explain number 3 before that he is the source of our own selves? I didn't understand the understanding of number 3.
Sure, Mataji. Yes, please. So the answer says we realize our most intimate, loving relationship with Him as the source of our own selves. Source of our own selves, like the very first invocation mantra, Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Like Krishna is Purn, we are Purn, and we have originated from Krishna. So as the source of our own selves, like Krishna is the source of us. And that's why it says that why will not love? Why the child will not love the mother? Because the mother is the source of the child. And mother is protecting, mother is taking care of the child. So the source of ourselves is just that we have originated from Lord. That's what it is. We realize our intimate, loving relationship with Lord, with Him, as the source of our own selves. That Krishna is the source of us. That's what it means, and because that's one thing that if we realize that, then so again Satya Chit Anand, that's the true nature. If we just realize it, and we just need to realize it, nothing else. We don't need to acquire new skills. We don't need to get a lot more qualifications. We just need to realize it. However, there are certain hurdles in between, and most of the time they are the impurities. And so the whole practice is to purify ourselves. Karma yoga, Raj yoga, Dhyana yoga, then the Gyan yoga, and then eventually Bhakti yoga. Whichever yoga we associate ourselves, the whole idea is that we purify ourselves. So we can realize that Lord is the source of ourselves. Lord is the originator from where we have originated. That's what this means.
Okay. And whatever we are today, can we say that it's due to the Krishna only and nothing else?
Yes, yes. Like in Hindi we say, Mataji, even well, without the Lord, even a leaf will not move. So you're right. That whatever we are, where we are, again coming back to Bhagavad Gita 15:15, that Sarvasya Chaham Hriday Sanya Vishnu Mata Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. So Krishna gives us all the knowledge, and Krishna gives us all the forgetfulness. So whatever we have, whether we have the skills to do the job, whether we have any of the qualifications we have taken, or we have somehow managed to serve in the society, wherever we are, whichever status we have, whichever relationship we manage to manage so far, that's all because of whatever Krishna has given us. Right, Mataji? Definitely we can take that. Again, Krishna is not only the originator, Krishna is also the maintainer of it all.
Mm,
Yes. So,
yeah.
yes, very,
Oh,
very nice point, Mataji.
yeah. Very, very nice explained. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hi. So then, what is the ultimate purpose of realizing the Lord? Like, why? Why should we do it? And a lot of time devotees ask this that, what is the whole fuss about it? Why we should read the scriptures? Right? Our fundamentals should be very clear. Whenever we do something, why? Whenever we do job, we want money. That's it. Whenever we, like I ask a lot of kids going to the university, then why do you want to do the university degree? And most of the time the answer is so I can get a better job. Why do you want to do a job? So I can get money. Why do you want money? Well, when they start thinking, well, so I can live a comfortable life. So I said, if I give you enough money so you can live comfortable life now, will you go to university or not? And sometimes you think about it and they say, no, degrees are still good. I said, why? Because they make you better and more responsible person, more responsible citizen of the society if you are educated. It's not only the money, money will come, but how you can serve the society better. If you are an engineer, how you can build things. If you are a scientist, how you can discover and invent things. Of course, you are a medical professional. So whichever profession we are, money will come as a byproduct. No, we serve. Hence it says, are you in a business or are you in a service? Because in the service, in the job, we all are servants and we all are serving. And when we serve, the idea is to do something. The only thing Srila Prabhupada said, well, if you will not serve Krishna, then you will serve the Maya, the material mode of nature. Now you will serve someone in passion, ignorance, and hopefully in goodness, like a lot of priests in the temples they do it. So ultimate purpose should always be clear. Why? So why do we want to realize the Lord? Why we say to the Lord, the Lord, please reveal yourself? And the answer is engaging in a personal and loving relationship. That's it. Because we would like to. Now, why the mother would like to be with the child? Even though the mother, we visited our close friends, their parents are here from London, so we went yesterday to see their family. And Mataji said that when my daughter, who is 18 now, when she was 3 years old, she was always, I was kind of stuck. She will not leave me ever. Then my question was, what would you, at that time, would you prefer to leave her alone and get your own time? And then she thought about it and she said, no, really, no. I would like to be around her. Then, despite the fact that the daughter will be kind of liability, will not let you do anything, still the mother would like to be with the child. Similarly, why the devotees would like to be with the Lord. So the devotees could get engaged with the Lord in the service. And these are very, it's just the parents, how the parents, or maybe how friends go out together. And they know when they are together, they might do things. Another, well, she's older than me. She is, she's in America. I know her for the last 30 years, maybe. And she said to me that she'd been there in Florida, roughly for 25 years. And she said all other Indians here, there are some friends of ours, we have grown old together. It meant some of them, so she's went there 25 years back and she's there after 25 years. So it meant she also has some other friends. She said, we have other friends who've been with us for 25 years. And then what she said was very interesting that they are like our relatives. And we in Hindi, कि हम उनके नखरे भी रिश्तेदारों की तरह ही उठाते हैं. Like we bear them, their tantrums, like relatives. They are so close, they are so close friends that we bear their tantrums like relatives. Huh? But will you leave those friends? No, but those friends are going to trouble you now and then. Yes, it takes a bit to do the service. Yes, but still you will love it. And that's the purpose. But when the devotees will like to be in devotee conversation, what the devotees will do? Devotees will engage. Devotees will engage you in devotional service. And a great example of Guru Maharaj Ji, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, very first time, I think he was nearly teenager. And because him and different times, Radhana Swamiji Maharaj, they left America when they were teenagers. They had a calling that you leave the family and travel. And recently I traveled and I managed to meet a German young kid who was 17 years old. 17. That's a teenage. Yeah. And just traveling, just by his own. And I think, well, of course, that was a material going to explore a new country. But this was a spiritual calling for Guru Maharaj. Even Guru Maharaj first went. He went and there was a guy, he put it in the book. There was a devotee who was, he didn't know anything about the movement, but devotee was making Rath for Rath Yatra. So Rath Yatras are going to come soon. And he was standing there, and this gentleman, who was also young, but must be in 30s, but Guru Maharaj was a teenager. So he said, could you help me? I said, sure, what can I do? Because he didn't know anything, he said. Then he said, oh, well, I'm building this. If you can help me, pick that hammer, pass on the nails, and I will show you where to put the nails on. And Guru Maharaj did it. And he said, I did it. And while I'm doing it, this gentleman is telling me the stories. Do you know what we are doing? Do you know? Then, of course, he told about Lord Krishna. Do you know about Lord Krishna? Then he started a bit of stories. He said, took me a while, like many years, to realize that that was the very first devotional service. I got engaged because of that association with devotees. And that was the very first time I got a taste of it. And then, of course, later on, if you're free, you can come around again and you can do some more service. And then I started coming. And that's how I got into the movement and met Srila Prabhupada later. So this is what devotees do, that you serve. And when you serve the devotees and you serve Lord Krishna. So why do you like Krishna to reveal himself? So we can serve. Why do we want to meet our relatives, our parents? So we can serve. Why we want to spend time with our friends? So we can serve each other. We spend time with each other. We listen to each other. Yes, there will be a bit of hard work involved in it. We might have to bear the tantrums of our close relatives and the devotees, but it's part and parcel of doing the transcendental devotional service. As long as it is, there's nothing in exchange we are expected. It's a pure devotional service. And that happens when we slowly, gradually clarify our consciousness. Why does Bhagwan, what does Bhagwan mean as it per verse 16? So this is coming from 16 to 17. Bhagwan, I mentioned Shri Isopanisad, so it mentioned everything about Ishwar. But Prabhupada made, because the definition of Ishwar isn't very visible, but definition of Bhagwan is given by the sages. And that definition is here, so I will quickly read. So what is Bhagwan? All learned sages, the first syllable of the word Bhagwan, Bha, has two meanings. The first is one who fully maintains, and the second who is the guardian. So, Bha is someone, a parental who maintains you, who guides you, who takes care of you. The second syllable, Ga, means guide, a leader, creator. Right? Somebody who maintains you, somebody who is a guardian, somebody who guides you, your leader, your creator. The syllabus Van indicates that every being lives in him. Van. So, like one in the jungle, at one place. And that he also lives in every being. So this is where the definition of Brahman is, that he is in us, we are in him. There's only one reality. This is where Advaita focus on, just one thing, that there is nothing else, there is only one. But the concept is Krishna is the source of us, and Krishna is also there in us. If you remember Goloka chart, we did three Vishnus, Mahavishnu. There is only one Mahavishnu. From the body of Mahavishnu, the whole Brahman comes out. Within the Brahman, we have Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, because from the navel, we got Brahmaji coming out. And then Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, also called Paramatma, lives in every atom of that Brahman. That Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is also with us. And like what we say is the gut feeling, we also say that gut feeling actually comes from the Lord. So you say, oh, wow, I don't feel right doing this, because the Lord is from inside giving us the feeling what to do, what not to do. But whether we listen to it or not, that's our aim. But that freedom is given to us. In other words, the transcendental sound Bhagavan represents infinite knowledge, potency, energy, opulence, strength, and influence, all without a tinge of material inequality. This is another definition by sage. I forget the name of the sage, who said the Bhagwan is someone who has these six qualities. Infinite. No, there is nothing hidden. Potency, what the Lord could do. Energy, opulence, strength, and influence. This is another definition of Bhagavan given. So definition of Bhagavan has been made clear, but the definition of Ishwar hasn't been very clarified. Hence, Ishwar and Bhagavan we consider as same. When Advaita people say, for example, they will consider Lord Rama, Bhagavan Ram, Bhagavan Krishna, and they are, when they meditate, they, like when Lord Shiva meditates, they are all Bhagavan, but they meditate on Krishna. They meditate on Ishwar. So they make the differentiation between Bhagavan and Ishwar. But for us, Srila Prabhupada never made that differentiation. So overview of purpose. This material body is a foreign dress. So that was the very first thing we looked in the chart of given by Radhesham Prabhuji. The material body, it's a foreign dress. And something foreign will always go. So in India, a lot of foreign invaders came. They will always go back. And of course, there will be some part of them will be left. But as a rule, they will have to go. They will have to be, because it's a body dress we are wearing, that body we have to leave it. Best way to give up the body. Because we have to do something, there is no choice. So we better learn how to do it the best, right? If somebody says, I don't want to drive, that's okay. Don't drive, you fly. But if you have to drive, then better you learn how to drive safely. Right? So if we have to leave the body, then best we learn how to make the most out of the body and how to leave the body. And 6 to 7, the importance of the last thoughts. This is very important, because when we leave the body, what happens right at the last moment? And this is where the purified Krishna consciousness comes in. Whatever we've been doing, whatever we think, like when it hurts us, we don't have time to think. Something comes out of our mouth. What does that mean? Is it the name of the Lord? Is it some people swear? What will come out of our mouth? 8 to 9, Krishna never forgets our service. So that's where devotees have the reassurance given that even though we don't take it for granted, that whatever service we do, Lord will come back for us, but we know Lord will never forget that. Hence, even if we will not able to purify ourselves 100% in this birth, next birth, we will start from the point we had left in this. Krishna's mercies ever available through devotions. So nobody stops us. If we want to do the devotional service, there's always some devotional service we can do. For example, if I'm sitting here at home, whether I was traveling in a different country, I could do the services. Of course, sometimes I was in a plane or I was in a train station, I'm not able to do it. But when we have the reading books, we always have the books with us, and we could do the books. And on that point, I just realized I had a book from Gopal Prabhuji, Gopal Prabhuji. And I'm thinking the name of the book. There are a few books he has written. And one of his books I was reading, and maybe I've completed the book, and I've heard about the book before as well. I've listened to the book. And while I was there, in one of my journeys, so I was traveling as well for 10, 11 years, 10, 11 days. And I met someone and I gifted that book. And later on we exchanged the numbers, and the person replied back to me that I really, really appreciate that book as a gift which you gave while you were departing. So this is a part of devotion service. Not only that, we can always have a book with us, we have internet with us, we can always listen to the audios and videos, but we can distribute books. And of course, usually when we say distribute, we expect some Lakshmi back, which goes to the service. But even if we gift, whenever we have the opportunity to gift, somebody's birthday is there, our kids, they have their friends' birthdays, we always gift. And it's not only because sometimes they don't want to take Bhagavad Gita, but there are many other similar Krishna conscious books which could be given. For example, this book was very, very strong given. And Gopal Prabhuji is very amazing way he delivers the story. So that's part of the devotional service. So Krishna's mercy is ever available through our devotional service. So what we should do, we should engage ourselves in devotional service. And even when we visit a friend or friend visits us, even when we call our parents, or if the children are in university, whenever we talk to them, even if when the way we introduce ourselves, the very first thing we begin, we say Hare Krishna. That's part of devotional service. Why? Because speaking the name of the Lord and listening the name of the Lord is also Sharanam, Kirtanam. So that's part of the devotional service. Yeah. But at home, of course, if we request our kids to do the pujas, then that's also part of the devotional service. Slowly, gradually, we build up on them. Bhagavatam elaborates this verse and all other verses. So Bhagavatam, of course, in Shri Isopanisad, we have 18 mantras. Bhagavatam, we have 18,000. Bhagavad Gita, we have 700. What do we do? Bhagavatam explains a lot more. Hence, when we read, somebody will say, oh, well, let's read the 18 mantras. But we need the purpose of the acharyas. And the acharyas should be those who have already read other things where it's explained in detail, like Bhagavatam. So Prabhupadaji's purpose are very, very important. Yes. To understand what it says very concisely here in 18 mantras. Paragraph 13 to 15. Prepare for death by devotional service. So coming back to the same starting, it's a foreign dress, material body, we are going to die. And then what is the best way of spending the life and leaving the body? Remember, it says the importance of the last thoughts. Now, what thoughts will come? If the whole life you spend in Bollywood, at the end, the Bollywood will come out. If you spend in the cricket, football, politics, or Krishna devotion, whatever you've been doing all your life, at the end of the day, at the end of the life, only that thing is going to come out. So you can't plan because you don't know when the last thoughts will be. But you know that's going to happen. So we need to spend time in Krishna consciousness, purify our consciousness, try to do that every single day. Every single day, every moment, you should not waste it. And this is the mantra 7, which we have seen it before. So I will quickly read the translation. Let this temporary body be burnt, fallen body, be burnt to ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, Please remember all my sacrifices. And because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. So, हमारे हिंदी भाषी भक्तों के लिए मंत्र 17 के अंदर भक्त भगवान से ये प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि भगवान, मेरा जो भौतिक शरीर है ये भस्म हो जाए, एशेज में मिल जाए। जो प्राण वायु है वो हमारे आसपास जो वायु है उसके अंदर मिल जाए, पंचभूत जो है पंचभूतों में मिल जाए। पर भगवान, मैंने जितनी भी आराधना करी है, अगर आप समझते हैं कि मैं उस लायक हूँ, अंत में मैं आपके बारे में सोच पाऊँ और इसके बाद में मैं आपके साथ में आपके घर स्पिरिचुअल अबोर्ड में आता हूँ, प्लीज 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 कम, बिकॉज यू आर द अल्टीमेट बेनिफिशियरी। आप ही हैं जो सबका मंगल करते हैं, सबका मंगल देखते हैं। और आप देख सकते हैं कि जो भक्त होते हैं, क्योंकि वो ऐसे भगवान की आराधना करते हैं, तो भक्तों के अंदर वही क्वालिटीज आने लगती है। भगवान भगवान सत्यचित आनंद, और जो भक्त हैं वो भी धीरे धीरे सत्यचित आनंद। भगवान सबका भला चाहते हैं, भगवान के जो भक्त हैं वो भी सबका भला चाहते हैं। इसके अंदर कोई डिफ्रेंशिएशन नहीं होता, सभी का भला चाहते हैं। राधे श्याम प्रभु जी ने बहुत सारी प्रेजेंटेशन से बहुत सारी ऑडियोज अपने राधे श्याम दास .com के ऊपर है। अगर आप चाहें, प्रभुपाद जी ने बहुत, प्रभु जी ने बहुत प्यारी प्यारी सी प्रेजेंटेशन और वीडियोज ऑडियोज बनाई थी। मंत्र 17 का कनेक्शन हमने देखा, मंत्र 16 से निकल के जो मंत्र 17 पे जा रहे हैं, भगवान से कह रहे हैं कि भगवान ये बॉडी खत्म होती है तो हो जाए, लेकिन अंत काल हम आपके पास में होगा। एट द एंड हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस अगर प्योर हो, भगवान वही हम चाहते हैं। ट्रांसेंडेंटल बॉडी डेथ हम देख चुके हैं, गिविंग अप द मटेरियल बॉडी, हमें किस तरीके से शरीर देना चाहिए। फिर उसके बाद में हमें ये पूरे, अगर हम देखें मंत्र के अंदर ये तीन चीजें हैं, द ओनली थ्री थिंग्स वी कैन समराइज इन दिस मंत्र: हाउ टू लीव द बॉडी, how to accept the spiritual body, of course, at that time, the thoughts, the last thoughts when we are leaving the material body, and then what is the relationship between the Lord and us. तो इस मंत्र में सिर्फ तीन चीजें, अगर हम कंसाइज सूक्ष्म रूप से कहें कि हम ये शरीर कैसे छोड़ना चाहिए, और फिर हमें भौतिक शरीर छोड़ के आध्यात्मिक शरीर कैसे प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, और भगवान के साथ में हमारा रिलेशन क्या है। हमने गिविंग अप मटीरियल बॉडी को डिटेल में देखा, किस तरीके से हमको शरीर छोड़ना चाहिए, और शरीर छोड़ते वक्त जो हमारे पास में डिजायर्स होती हैं जिसकी वजह से नया भौतिक शरीर मिलता है, अगर वो हमारी डिजायर्स खत्म हो जाएंगी तो भौतिक शरीर को, नए भौतिक शरीर को शुरू होने के लिए हमने फूड ही नहीं दिया, हमने बिगनिंग ही नहीं दी, डिजायर्स खत्म हो गई हमारी इसी जीवन के अंदर। और अगर कोई डिजायर है तो वो स्पिरिचुअल डिजायर है, भौतिक मटेरियल नहीं, आध्यात्मिक स्पिरिचुअल डिजायर, जिसकी वजह से हम भगवान के धाम पे जाना चाहिए। सो फॉरेन ड्रेस, we said it, the temporary material body is certainly a foreign dress. The Bhagavad Gita 2.20 clearly says that after the destruction of the material body, the living entity is not annihilated, nor does he lose his identity. The identity of the living entity is never impersonal or formless. On the contrary, it is the material dress that is formless and that takes a shape according to the form of the industry. So, person. So, reference, this is directly from the pulpit. A reference of 220 is given, and there are many others. The that the body will die, body will never survive, but the soul will never get destructed. That's the very first thing. The Atmagyan, the indestructible soul, has been described by Lord Krishna. So the body is going to die. That's there in the Bhagavad Gita. So how, so something which is going to die, how should we think about it? एटीट्यूड टूवर्ड्स द बॉडी। अगर हमें मालूम है कि हमारा शरीर एक दिन हमें छोड़ ही देगा, तो शरीर के साथ में हमारा रिश्ता कैसा होना चाहिए। कर्म रोगी योगी जो होते हैं वो रोमेंटिसाइज, वो अपनी बॉडी को बहुत अच्छा रखना चाहते हैं, बहुत खूबसूरत रखना चाहते हैं, कि आजकल काफी लोग बोटेक्स वगैरह करवा रहे हैं। तो वो क्यों करवाते हैं? क्योंकि वो बॉडी की बहुत केयर करना चाहिए। बाकी लोग जो होते हैं, बाकी लोग वो बॉडी को यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए। उस बॉडी की देखभाल करनी है क्योंकि उसको यूटिलाइज करना है। यही नहीं कि बॉडी ही सब कुछ है, लेकिन बॉडी यूजफुल है तो इसको यूज करना चाहिए, उसे हेल्दी रखना चाहिए। ज्ञान योग जो होते हैं वो डिमोनाइज करते हैं, क्योंकि वो ये कहते हैं कि ये शरीर के परे हमें जाना है, तो ये शरीर को, स्पेशली उन ज्ञान योगियों की बात हो रही है जो अपने शरीर को, जैसे हमने कल निर्जला फास्ट रखा, तो वो ऐसे वो काफी दिन, काफी महीनों निर्जला फास्ट रखेंगे और बॉडी बिल्कुल खराब हो जाती है। जैसे कि अगर हम देखें, गौतम बुद्ध भी जब निर्वाण की तरफ जा रहे थे, लिबरेशन की तरफ जा रहे थे, तो उन्होंने भी बहुत सालों तक ऐसा किया, जिसकी वजह से उनका शरीर खराब हो गया। और फिर उनको एक रियलाइजेशन आई कि नहीं, अगर ये शरीर ही चला गया और मैंने को मुक्ति नहीं मिली तो मेरे जीवन का कोई फायदा नहीं। तो उन्होंने शरीर की देखभाल करनी शुरू करी। और फिर उन्होंने बाद में कहा कि मीडियम वे, कि हमको शरीर को रोमांटिसाइज नहीं करना, हमको शरीर को ऐसा नहीं समझना कि ये बहुत बेकार है और इसकी केयर ना करें। मिडल पाथ, हमें शरीर को यूटिलाइज करना। एंड यही प्रभुपाद जी ने भी कहा, यही कृष्णा भी कह रहे हैं कि, और फिर यहाँ पे पॉइजन वेल मानते हैं कि हम शरीर को पॉइजन ना माने, मटीरियल सराउंडिंग्स जो है उसको हम पॉइजन माने। कि किस चीज से हमको दूर रहना है, शरीर से दूर नहीं रहना, लेकिन शरीर को हम, शरीर के अंदर सेंसेस हैं, हमारी इंद्रियां, तो और हमारे पास सेंसेस को सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स चाहिए होते हैं। क्या सुनेंगे, क्या देखेंगे, क्या सुनेंगे, क्या टेस्ट करेंगे, क्या टच करेंगे, पांच सेंसेस, सेंसेस के सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स, इंद्र की, इंद्र विषय। तो हम इंद्रियों पे काबू नहीं कर सकते, हम इंद्र विषयों पे काबू कर सकते हैं, कि हम अपने आप को किन चीजों के साथ में इंगेज करें। तो वो हमको ध्यान रखना है। सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज, द बॉडी इज नॉट पॉइजन, the what body associate with could be pause, right? Like when we watch something, are we going to watch the Krishna consciousness? It has been proven a lot of kids, when they play violent games, they become violent. When people play Tom and Jerry, they get more naughty. So what they should watch, how they should spend their time. So I hope this meets you in good health. So Srila Prabhupada ji always used to write this. To Srila Prabhupada ji's, yes, there is a book as well. Prabhupada ji always used to write, of course, your servant. This actually happened with me as well, because in Krishna consciousness, we always sign, in devotee congregation, we sign YHS, your humble servant. And then a lot of time devotees drop humble, because it's not very humble to say that I am humble. So you just say your servant. But then in devotee congregation, people accept that your servant. I'm your servant, really, whatever you want me to do, please let me know. I'm happy to serve. So somebody will ask for the lecture, somebody will ask for any kind of service. You say it's a service, so I'm serving. Devotees understand. For somebody who joins recently, and if I replied back in the email, so they asked you questions, I replied back in the email, and at the end, my signature said, your servant. And then somebody replied back, why will you say that you are my servant? You are a teacher, you are teaching me. Then I have to explain that, well, see, it's a kind of service we are doing in the society, right? So hence we consider ourselves as servant. So Srila Prabhupada has given us a name, and all the name ends with Das. VP Govinda Das. So Das is the main thing. That is a service. We are doing the service for the society. But then a lot and more new devotees, they started saying, no, 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 this doesn't feel nice. Don't consider yourself a servant of God. So I changed that. What did I change it to? I got inspired by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada always said, he used to sign it, and probably for the same reason, because he used to write your servant as well. But then, of course, he was the founder Acharya, and the new devotees, they have to understand that it was very awkward for them when Srila Prabhupada said, I'm your servant. Prabhupada started saying, I'm your guru, I'm your well-wisher. In the signature, rather than your servant, Srila Prabhupada, your servant, your well-wisher, and then Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada always used to say, start, I hope this, because remember those times, it was always emails and the letters. So even before emails, it was the letters were Srila Prabhupada used. Srila Prabhupada used to say, I hope this meets you in good health. What does that mean? Srila Prabhupada is saying that you need to take good care of your body. Not, you don't need to deny that. You need to take good care. And of course, never go into sense gratification. Don't abuse your body, but take good care of the body. Keep yourself in good health. So thank you so much, dear devotees. Pleasure to serve you today, and hope looking forward to continuing that next Saturday. Meanwhile, take good care of yourself and your body, because that's the vehicle which is going to take us till end. And hope this will help you to purify your consciousness, even if it's a bit. Hopefully, with that, Prabhupada, with peace.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice session. Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare